Hi guys, I'm Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video. Today I created this StarCraft game effect in UE5 Niagara and I will create it from scratch so you can learn better. And if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it. If you like this video, like, share and comment. And this is a reference we will follow from that game. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter, please follow me. My handle is CGHOW underscore. Okay, so let's start this tutorial.
CGHOW. CGHOW.
First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification. So today I found this reference on CGHOW.com, this game StarCraft, and it has lots of effects here, but I will create this one, the second one. If I right click and take this GIF, okay, let it load till we create a folder here. So new folder, StarCraft 01. Okay, and then it's still loading, but we need a mesh like this. We don't have a similar mesh, but we can use a different mesh. So if I search my whole project static meshes, let me check. I can use this car, but I think, yeah, this car has lots of materials and I don't want to work on each material. Okay, so I'll just avoid that for now. I think if I'll go to this Naya project, we have these meshes. Yeah, I can use this. Okay, so let's use this mesh. So I'll just copy the name or I'll just put it here in my effect StarCraft. I'll create a material actually. M dissolve. Okay, and then I'll create a FX here. FX, and then I'll make a new map and save this to my StarCraft folder. Map. Okay, and I'll just quickly Control L and make the slide little darker, actually full dark. Then I'll create a new light and then I'll make it 0.2 or yeah, 0.2. Okay, so we have our map ready. So our GIF is now ready here, so I can close this tab. Okay, I can close this tab, and here in this GIF we can check it per frame. See what is happening. There's some rays, these beams from the top, then there's this shockwave that's scaling down and then it's dissolving that thing in a circular form, and then we have these pixels. Okay, so now in this FX we need that mesh first. So this is our mesh main prop, and then I'll use that mesh that mesh. What was the name? Yeah, I'll just copy the name, copy, and I'll select this, and here I want that mesh, and then I'll use this here. I don't need these for now, maybe later. And I just need one particle, and life, maybe if you see this effect, if you play, I think 2 seconds will be enough. So I'll make the loop 3.5 second maybe, and the life of this maybe 2 for now. And then size, I'll make this 1. Okay. So, and I'll make this local space. Okay. And I'll drag this effect here in the viewport F. And I'll move it slightly up. And we don't have much light here, so I'll do that in my material also. So now in the material, so if I open this mesh and it has this material, so if I check, I can use this material. So I will just select this. No, I will search here StarCraft and drag this material here, and then not moving, I'm copying it. So I have this material here. Okay, and now I will select this material. Actually, we don't need this now, and I will just make this M dissolve. Okay, and I'll use that material in here in particles. Okay, and now we will add this material. So I'll open this. I need to preview that material here. So I will I will browse this mesh and preview that here. Okay, and this is ready to use material. So now this should be dissolved. So I'll take a sphere mask, and the A will be what happened. My mouse working weird. Okay, world position, and B will be like your offset. You can offset this sphere location, but I want to use that on 0, so I'll just use this. Then we have a radius, so dynamic parameter. This is our radius. Then this is the hardness we need. Hardness. If I preview this now, this is black. And if I make the radius maybe 100, see, there's a sphere here. And this is the hardness. So if I make it 0, it is faded. If I make it 10, it will be very sharp. Okay, so we will cover that and we will check that in particle system. So here we have this gradient. If I make the hardness maybe 1, so we will use 3 color blend. And if I preview this, according to white, gray and black, it will show you. So I'll decrease the hardness even more. Now you can see we have 3, and I'll just connect this to emissive and just save this. So material is saved now, and in here you can see this fully red. Okay, so I'll take a dynamic parameter now, and here I'll use the hardness 1 for now, and this is our sphere. Okay, and then this is the hardness we can decrease. So we will have that edge. So 0.9 0.98 0.98 is our hardness that we want. Okay, and we have this sphere. And one more thing, if I just increase or decrease the radius, it will not work the way it should. So what I'll do, I'll offset the position. So how I'll do that? In material, let's say you have this radius. So let's say you have this for offset. So I'll take a dynamic parameter one more time, copy and paste, and I'll make it 1. Because I need X, Y, and Z. Although I just want to use Z, so I can use just one parameter here. So let's do that. So it has the three x, y, and z. You can take append vector many, and because my x, y, z is 0, so I can take a 0 and make the x and y 0, and only the z value I can use here in dynamic parameter. Okay, so only the offset top and bottom will move. So this is my z offset. I'll show you how it will work. Let's save it. So now in particles you have this big radius that covering this hole, and now if I use this offset, see how it will work. So it will start from bottom like this, and I can also decrease the radius simultaneously. So I can animate these. So let's animate these. So first I'll use this radius maybe 300. I think that will cover this hole. Okay. Okay, so it has two lives, so I'll animate this. Let me check the values. So I want it from -300 to 75 curve, and -300 to 75. If I play now, see what happening? And when it's going up, I want to decrease the radius. I can do that, but let it be. And the other thing I want is, let's say if I make this hardness 0.95 here, and you have 100 radius, this is very straight, means very sharp radius. I want to distort it. So this is the UVs we are using, world position of UVs. So I will add something here on these UVs, and that will be our noise texture. And if I directly connect it with multiplier, you can see if I increase this value like 60 or maybe even more, you can see it's too much actually. You can see that distortion, but I want to use this noise also as a world position. So copy this, paste, and then take the mask off from this, then multiply for the tiling, and this is for distortion, this is for tiling. So we need one more dynamic parameter. I'll make it 1 tile and distort. Okay, this is distort and this is tile, and this will connect here. Save this. So now in particles, like you have this, if I like this much, and here if I turn this on, we have tile. Let's make it 1 for now, not 1.01 actually. And now if I increase this distortion, you can see, and I can decrease this even more, 0.005, 0.008. Yeah, that will work fine. Cool. Now this blue part should be transparent and this red part should be opaque, because we are working, we need to work that on opacity. So here my red part will be, my blue part will be 0, it's black, and my red and green part will be white. So this is the mask we got, and we will use that as mask, make it two-sided, and this will go to opacity mask. And for the emissive, I'll duplicate this and connect it here. If I preview, I need only green things, so green will be white and red and blue will be 0. So we will have that ring. and then I'll multiply it with particle color, so I can choose the color there, and this will go to emissive. Okay, save. So material saved. Now here you can see it's already dissolving, and that white color, because particle is white, and color we need is a cyan, bright cyan. So I'll use that, maybe 100. So we got this. I can use it maybe 300. Cool. So we have successfully done our effect dissolve thing. Okay, now we will create rest of the things here. And one more thing, this whole mesh is very dark because of light. So what I can do actually, I can take a Fresnel. If I preview this, see how it will look, and then I will multiply this texture with Fresnel, and this will go to emissive, but we have this edge in our emissive, so I will add this edge on this, then this will connect here. Save again. So it's saved, and now see it little bit lighter, but it still have some issues, so we can use the external light. I will rotate this, and okay, that's enough. Okay, so we have these edges, and now I want something coming from the top. Okay, so let's save this. So like this, has these rays, center then sideways. Okay, so to make that, I'll make a material. I'll use material M beam actually, and on a planar, if I take the texture and I take aura, blur, particle color, and if I directly connect it here, this is how it will look, and then tiling 0.1, actually 1.05 or 0.1. It has these rays now, and let's use 0.2. Okay, and then I'll also use banner here, random, and then I'll use a texture coordinate, actually minus 0.5 and 0.02, and then I'll use a mask. We need to use actually green channel, sorry, red channel. Then I'll use a sign to make it both side, and then multiply it with this texture, and then multiply it again with this opacity. This will connect here, and this here. Sorry, this will here, and this will in opacity. Let's make it additive, unlit, two-sided. So we have this, and I'll take a dynamic parameter, multiply it with this texture coordinate to make the tiling random, and let's call it tile. Save this. So it's saved, and now here I'll duplicate this, Control D. This will beam, and we can use mesh if you want, and we can also use sprite. So mesh, we can use mesh actually. So we need a planar. So if I search static mesh, I have a lot of planars, and okay, I'll use this one. Just select this, and then here I'll use this, and then this beam material, I'll browse this and use it here also. So if I preview this only, let it compile, we have this. Okay, I'll make the color maybe 2 for now, and then dynamic parameter, I'll turn this off and reset these. Tiling, I'll make 1 for now, and I can randomize it, so I can use maybe 0.3 to 1. So I'll randomize it 0.3 to 1, and now I want to rotate it, so initial rotation on this axis, not random, none actually, and on x-axis. Okay, and then I want to scale them on this axis, so if I use this non-uniform, and if I scale it on y-axis, it is scaling from center because of the pivot. If I turn on my grid, you can see it is scaling from here, see, from both sides. I want to scale it from top, so pivot should be here. So in the mesh, we have, where is our pivot? Yeah, so this is pivot offset, and we will use it on y. So now if I scale this is scaling from that point. Okay, and now I want random rotation on z, so I'll duplicate this, control D. Oops, not this emitter, actually this module, control C and V. And in this one, if I turn this off, see the z axis. So if I randomize this z axis, -1 and 1, and you can use maybe 10, so we will have this thing, or maybe 5 or 10, and this is the scaling. So I'll make it 1 or maybe 0.1 actually. And now here in the scale mesh, I'll break this, and y and z, x and z will be 1, and the y I will animate. So from 0 to maybe 10. Let's see. It is very slow. So, and let me check one thing. Yeah, that is very fast. It's just coming and going. So live should be like 0.3, and then the scale should be maybe 20, 40, 50 actually, and live should be maybe 0.5. And then scale, I'll make this curve like this. So it's quickly coming down. Okay, if I check both, okay, so there's issue because I was isolating that. This should be here. So in the position of set, I will move this on Z. Here almost. And then let me check the, maybe 100. Yeah, 100 is enough. And this dissolve should be start little late, so I'll make it 0.2. The first key of dissolve. Okay, so this is our first beam, and I can duplicate this, control D. And in this one, everything will be same. One thing I will change, this is the our offset. This is okay, this is 870, 870. I'll make it 0, and instead I will take a shape location, move this here, and I'll use slender location. I don't want any height, just radius with this much. And offset, I will use 870, and then I can decrease this radius maybe this much, and also I'll use this just 0.5. Okay, so we will have, and maybe 10 particles, and this should be little delay, so in the scaling, so I'll just make it little down. First the center beam will come, then this beam will come. So if I play here, and one more thing, it should dissolve this beam. So we have this noise. I'll use a power here, and then this parameter will dissolve this. So, okay, so now here, if I check my dissolve dynamic parameter, the 5 value is dissolving, so I'll make it curve, and this will go from 1 to 5 smoothly, and same curve I'll copy and paste here in the first beam. So these are coming and dissolving, and it is dissolving very quickly, so I'll make the first key 0.5, first key 0.5. Yeah, okay. Now we need actually 2 3 things, that is, when these rays coming, there's a flash here where it's colliding, and there's a ground glow. Okay, so when it's hitting, there's a glow and there's a flash here. Okay, so for glow I can just use a radial, so I'll just duplicate this, copy and paste. This is glow, and instead of mesh I can use the sprite render, or I can use a planar, but yeah, I will now use radial, maybe this one. And custom alignment, custom facing, here align sprite, and on z-axis I don't need these, and I need actually scale, and life I will increase to 1, and then slender location, like, okay, this is just for offset, so I can just delete this and use the offset here. So, and let's disable this and increase the particle size to maybe 500. Yeah, it is there. And the spawn rate maybe 3 is enough, and this should become when this hitting the ground, hitting the statue, so there should be a delay here. So this is 3.5. If I put the delay of 0.2, this will be 3.3. So, and this is scaling 0.5, and then it should fade, so scale color after 0.5. And here should be a flash, And one more thing I would like to do, this is very sharp. From here you can see this beam. So in from the bottom I want a gradient, so I will again use a text mask and a green channel this time, and then I'll invert this, and then I'll use the power, and then I will multiply this with this sign, connect it here, and see our gradient. I can make it 1 also. Yeah, that's fine. So now, okay, it's fading from the top because of the planar UVs. So we don't need this invert here. So I'll save it again. So now, fading from the bottom. Cool. So now we need flash. So I think I have a flash material already. So let me check the flash. And I think this will work. So I'll check the reference. It has this material, Control B. And if I open this, very simple material, so nothing to create again. Okay, so I'll just browse this, and here I'll duplicate my glow, Control D, and this will be our flash. And I'll use that material here. And we don't need these custom alignments. And this is 3. And this flash should be above here, maybe 200, 300. Yeah, here. Okay, and I'll increase this brightness, maybe 5. Okay, and let's check the timing. Yeah, it is perfect already. See, when it's hitting, there's a flash, but that flash time is very slow, so I'll make it just 0.2, or maybe random 0.3, 0.1. Okay, so flash is done, and now we need, when it's hitting, there's a flash, and there's these cubes that's going up. So for that I need a material M cube. Just need particle color. Connect this here, and additive and lit, and save it. Browse this, and I'll duplicate my flash, Control D, and this will be my cubes, and use that material here. Okay, let it compile, and you see we have these cubes, but there should not be random rotation, and the offset is 300, so I'll make it 0 now, and I'll use sphere location or any location. Like sphere location we have, I'll make the offset 300, and then radius maybe 50, and the particle size I'll use random, and also velocity, random velocity, maybe 200 and 100, and also burst maybe 20, and life 0.5, 0.3, and 0.8 I think, and I'll increase the sphere size maybe 100, 60, 80. So if this hitting and these going up, and size I think little up, and also I'll make the life all little more random, life little more random. So we have this flash, we have this, and what we need now, we have these elements. There's a shockwave type thing, and that is scaling and dissolving this. So let me search ring and shockwave in my texture. We have these shockwaves, and if I tap the ring, we have these rings actually. I think this will work fine. Let me check. And there's also lines here. We can make that. So let's make a material for this. So I'll make a material here and shockwave, and I will use that texture, this one. So I'll just drag it into my shockwave and I'll close everything. Okay, so now we have this shockwave on a planar, and if I connect this emissive, I want something to fill inside it. So I will take a texture aura, let's say this one, vector to radial, and I'll connect this one here. And if I preview this, this will be a radial. Let's use a minimap map level. And then I need more tiling, so I'll multiply this with vector 2, sorry, vector 2. And if I make it 1, 5, 5, 20, and 25. So we have these rays type thing, and now we can take a radial and we can multiply this with this, then add these. Let's preview this now first. So it will cut it out, then we will add this here. So we will have this ring and this thing. Okay, but the size of this radial is a bit larger. Yeah, cool. So we can use this now. I'll use particle color, and this will go here, and this will here. Save this. I'll browse this, and in effects I'll duplicate my glow, copy and paste here, and this will be our shockwave, and I'll use that material here. So I'll let it compile the shaders. So we have this thing, and this should scale down actually. So I don't need this mass scale, I need size. Oops, not this, sorry, size scales, and I need to use this one. So it will spawn bigger, then scale it down, and I just need one particle, and size will be a little higher. So if I check now, see this is hitting, and then this shockwave is coming, and then this is dissolving. It's already perfect, but this shockwave should start from 0 alpha. So I'll make 0 to 0, then at point 2 it becomes 1, then again fading. So cool. And now if I preview here, already perfect. And what else we have? We have more chunks. Actually this chunk is keep spawning for a longer. So what I'll do in my cubes, and this cube also should actually, I'll duplicate this, Control D, and this time I'll make the offset 0, and instead of this I'll use spawn rate maybe 20. So if I play, what's happening. Stop this. So if I play, see, but this should stop. And one more thing, the velocity should be like 600, 400, and also I'll use a curve here. So at 0.5 this is 1, at 0.6 this is 0, and I'll make it 20. Cool. Okay, I'll make it 20 and I'll increase the spawn size to 50. Cool. So this is how you can create your effect, and we can also use post process infinite, then some glow, and also this light. And one more thing, in the material, in this material, this finale and this, I'll actually, it has these thing. Okay, I'll make the brightness maybe 2. Just save it. And also just close this actually. I'll make it 2 also. So now it's brighter, and we have now this effect. One more thing I would like to do actually, the center beam should have a life more, maybe 1, not this one, this first one, maybe 1, and also this will scale 0.5, then it will stop there for a while, and also the colors, it should be brighter, maybe 20, and then I will take here scale color, so we can use the curve. Yeah, now it's fine. And one more thing, this flash should have size, how many particles? 3. So I'll use, okay, let it save. So I'll make this flash size random. It is 500 currently. I'll make it 700 and 500. So slightly bigger, and also slightly more brighter. And one more thing, the life, yeah. One more thing I would like to do, in this first one, this mesh, I will decrease the hardness to 0.95 and then increase the brightness to maybe 500. Actually, this is too much, 300, because with this, it's still too much, 100. Because I decreased the hardness, that's why it's behaving different. So you can now decrease it to 20. Yeah, it's perfect. And one more thing, if I see at first frame it is also appearing. There should be slight delay in this. So in the Shockwave it has a delay, but why it's not? It's setting, yeah, it's perfect actually. If you see that per frame is, it's fine. So that's it. I hope you like this tutorial. I put the file in my Patreon, you can download, and thanks for watching. Keep learning and bye bye.